I have a question for the world. What do you believe in? There are many out there who believe in nothing. There are many who believe only in what they can see and touch. I am Andy. I am a Knight of the Word, and I am an ordained minister for the Trinity of Christ Ministries. And I asked the question, what do you believe? It is an awful thing to believe in nothing. I think common sense states that you have to have some firm foundation to understand the world around you and to understand yourself. You look at the world today and the mess that it is in. My generation didn't have this mess. We had other messes. But we didn't have a hard time understanding who we were, or how society worked, or even the most basic of things. Why? Because we had something that we called faith. And that faith sustains us when things get crazy and chaotic. Because we have a firm foundation. Our feet are set in rock. We know that there are certain truths that are undeniable. Yet today they say, whatever you think is right is right. Or whatever you feel is the way it should be, is the way it should be. But deep down, you know that that is not true. You can't think your way into succeeding at something. You cannot think your way into making a red brick gold. There are some things that are just beyond our control. We see the chaos today in the world. We see everyone who wants things their way. Have you ever seen the movie Bruce Almighty? In the movie, he's answering prayers from people, and everyone is praying to win the lottery. And of course, he says yes to all the prayers. And so the lottery, they each get like a couple bucks. Because of everyone was winning. The reality is that you can't get ahead by everyone being the one that is right. There is a right and there is a wrong. And there is a knowledge that is beyond humanity. And I'm not talking about AI. Now, AI is smarter than any one man. I grant that. That's for sure. It's the accumulation of all human knowledge. So it's like having a billion people with input into what's going on. And the input of a billion people is greater than the input of one. But even AI, were shouting from the top of Mount Everest saying how high they are and how learned they are, is still like compared to God, who created all things and created the universe. It's like God's on the moon, and people think, as smart as they are, that they're on the top of Mount Everest, and they think they're smart. The reality of faith, and the reality that faith has built society, it has built families, it's built happiness, it's built joy, and it's reported by billions of people through the centuries. People all of a sudden say, oh, that was old stuff. That's not for today. Well, man doesn't change. He may get smarter, he may be faster, he may be able to build bigger machines, but our base nature never changes. So the Bible, and yes, I'm going to use the Bible word, that manual of life is wisdom. It's truth. It helps people to get through life. It doesn't always tell you what you want to hear, but it's still the truth. People have lost that. They've lost that foundation. They've lost the concept of wisdom. And where do you find wisdom? How do you define wisdom? Wisdom is the ability to see the truth and act on it. Knowledge, you can have all sorts of knowledge in the world. You could build skyscrapers, learn how to do math to get to the moon. That's knowledge. But wisdom is the ability to use knowledge. So it trumps knowledge because it touches all things in life. Now, parents have forgotten to pass on the wisdom of God to their children. They didn't show it as an example in their lives. And so the children took it for granted. And they thought it wasn't important. And they abandoned the thought of obeying God, obeying the truth, for whatever whim comes along. We have religions in the world that try to force their beliefs on you. Understand, that is not Christianity. The true Christian knows that we must let the truth stand for itself, and that a person must freely choose to accept the truth and live it. Some people say, well, gee, that's blind faith. You believe because you don't know, but you believe anyway. And that is not real faith. It may start where you have to look in the door and explore before you understand the faith. But true faith is your own. You prove it to yourself. You don't just go to a church and listen to a minister and do whatever he tells you no matter what. I mean, it's helpful to start off that way. But now you have his faith and not your own faith. You can't escape the truth by using cliff notes to cheat your way through a test. When it comes to faith, you have to do the work. You have to do the seeking. You have to prove it to yourself so that when the time comes and they want to throw you in front of the lions, that you will still stick to your beliefs because you know it is the truth. That is the power of truth. It cannot be denied. How many faiths require that you stick to your truth even at the threat of your death? Christians die every day by people who don't believe them. Oh, you don't really believe what you do. We're going to test you. We're going to put you to death in the hopes that you'll confess and change your mind before the end. Very many don't change their minds. Why? Because they know that what they believe is the truth. Not many people would die for a lie. So that's why I say that the Islam, that they feel they must kill or threaten or torture people for the truth. That ain't truth. The truth will always come and bite you in the butt. You can deny it, you can ignore it, you can do whatever you want, but in the end, you always pay the price for ignoring the truth. So to all of you out there who don't believe in anything, or they don't believe in the faith of Jesus Christ, of Christianity, who feel that it's just a concept, just one of the many concepts in the world that you could follow, I challenge you to look for yourself. Pick up a Bible, read it, the whole thing, and it ain't gonna make sense to you initially because you're still in the world. You need the help of the Holy Spirit to open up the truths that seem confusing. But there's enough truth that you could see as you read to know it's true. The higher stuff is hidden. Why? Because you would abuse it. Or that you're looking at it from a how will it help me attitude and not out of love and compassion. So, I challenge you to seek your faith. Find out the truth for yourself. Every person in the world can't have their own truth because that just causes chaos and hate and fear and violence. We have to agree upon certain things in order to thrive and grow. Do you want to thrive? Do you want to grow? Do you want to have maybe a family someday and see that grow? You can't have it unless you accept the foundation of life. And that is what Christianity is. It's the foundation to build your life on. Now I'm going to put on some music and I'm going to display some things. You're welcome to check us out and join us, or you can just go and somewhere else or read the Bible on your own. But I really suggest you look for someone who really wants to help you, who really wants to make a difference in your life. And you should be the one who wants to make the difference most of all. Excuse me.
Slow down, take courage and slow down. Slow down. Hear my voice. Be still and know that I'm God. If you search for me with all your heart, you will surely find me. Slow down, slow down, let the living waters flow. Slow